the Battle of Alexandria, the Malhama of Alexandria. And here again, it also confirms, the translation is, I heard Abdullah, the son of Amru, saying, the sign of the Malhama of Alexandria, the Battle of Alexandria, is if you see two tyrants of the Arabs. The Arabs would be basically from Morocco all the way to Iraq. Two of these tyrants at the same time escaping towards the Romans, towards their friends, their masters, their awliya. That is the sign of the Malhama of Alexandria. So we have two different narrations confirming the same thing. Right. Hopefully that raises their authenticity, even though right now, as we said, we don't really need it beyond the fact that these are ancient narrations. Now, as everybody already knows from what happened in the past few months, we've had two, and so far only two, Arab tyrants. And clearly tyrants, they have ruled for decades, 30 to 40 decades, that Muslims could not get rid of. And they finally escaped, and they escaped to the refuge of their masters. One is in Sharm el-Sheikh, practically Israeli territory, as close to his Jewish masters as he can get while still in Egypt. In fact, Sharm el-Sheikh is the place or location where the kuffar have always met with their puppet Mubarak. And the other one, I have not checked where he is, Zin Abidin bin Ali of Tunisia. They put out a rumor that he was sick or had cancer or whatever. It sounded to me like they were just trying to basically give him safe refuge, a safe passage, and give him a nice retirement with his buddies amongst the kuffar. So we have Hosni Mubarak of Egypt as one of the tyrants, and the other one is Zin Abidin bin Ali of Tunisia. And as far as I know, as of now, May 9th, 10th, 11th, those are the only two that have been unseated of all the Arab tyrants. Even though we've had protests and demonstrations going on for months in Libya, in Syria, in Jordan, and other in Bahrain, in Iraq, and none of them have succeeded in unseating and overthrowing those Arab tyrants that rule in those lands. So now this about the time. It seems, and Allah and His Messenger know, we are not swearing to anything, but however we are also not ignoring the advice of our Prophet ﷺ. It seems, and Allah and His Messenger know best, that this is the time of this prophecy of the Malhama of Alexandria. Now, so we have the place, we have the time. Now, inshallah, we'll talk about some other details concerning this hadith of the Malhama.
So the time basically being when we see two tyrants, other tyrants of the Arabs fleeing to the Romans, and the place will be from the west, or in the direction of Antipolis, or the Ard, Libya, and the province of Alexandria itself, which at the time, the province of Alexandria included essentially modern Libya, and the fact that Antipolis itself was known as
I think
Libya superior.
The Byzantine bishop of Libya was subsidiary to the Alexandrian leadership, and so it was just considered as part of Libya before Muslims arrived in the area. Now the next hadith, let's talk about this madman of Libya, this mad ruler, mad ruler of Libya that is described as from Quraysh.
Ahmaq.
Yes, Ahmaq Quraysh, as he's mentioned, as he's named. سمعت أبي يقول سيخرج من قريش رجل معروف النسب من الأب والأم مغضبا إلى الروم فيقبلونه وينزلونه منزل كرامة ثم يكون من يوم خروجه إلى الروم 20 شهرا ثم يقبل بالروم إلى الإسكندرية في سفنهم فتلقاهم ريح شديدة لا يرجع منهم إلى أرض الروم إلا مخبر. It says, I heard my father, this is a narrator from his father, saying, there shall come from Quraysh a man of well-known lineage on his father and on his mother's side, and he shall come come out angry. مغضبا means this is a person who's always angry, who's angry.
Mm-hmm.
And he shall come out and go. He shall come forth in anger and go to the Romans, and they shall receive him and host him generously. So it says, I heard my father say, they shall come from Quraysh, a man of well-known lineage on his father and his mother's side. And he shall come forth angry, as an angry man, and go to the Romans, and they shall accept him and receive him and host him, manzila karama, generously. He's going, this Arab leader, and as we said, this is Libya.
Mm-hmm.
This madman, angry man. Mm-hmm. In fact, that madman and angry, they confirm each other. Mm-hmm. Okay? He shall go to the kuffar with his attitude, with his angry, mad attitude, and yet they receive him nicely, and they host him generously. Strange.
Indeed.
What is going on here? Now, you see again also the language that he says he comes from Quraysh. It's not that he's Qurayshi. It's just, this is because it is mentioned that he's the leader of Libya. And it was automatically assumed after the time of the Prophet, if he's the leader of Muslims or a Muslim state, then he's going to be from Quraysh. But as we said, this is a jump that is actually not, it's a logical jump that is not we know why they did it, but it was a wrong jump. They did it because of the Prophet saying in a hadith that there shall be upon the Ummah 12 emirs, and they were all from Quraysh. Does that make sense?
Right.
But 12 does not mean there's only 12 rulers of the Ummah. There are literally hundreds of rulers across the Muslim world over the last 1400 years. And most of them are not Qurayshi. But 12 of those hundreds, the best ones, the best 12 are from Quraysh. Of those, Sheikh Siyuti rahimahullah, when he did the count, he included the Khulafa al-Rashidin, and most scholars include the Khulafa al-Rashidin as 4 of the 12. Abu Bakr and Umar and Uthman, Ali radiallahu anhu, and also included is Hassan ibn Ali, who ruled for 6 months, radiallahu anhuma. And Sheikh Siyuti rahimahullah in his fatwa concerning this issue also includes Umar ibn Aziz, Umar ibn Aziz of the Umayyads, rahimahullah. And the rest, I believe, he left open. And the last of them, of course, is the Mahdi alayhi salam. So you have 6, you have 7. 7 we know, pretty much beyond doubt. And the other 5, one can pick and choose from amongst the best of the Abbasids and the Umayyads, and maybe some other Muslim rulers over the years who would be from Quraysh. Now, so it says he goes to the kuffar, to the Romans. They receive him and host him nicely. Then it says, ثم يكون من يوم خروجه إلى الروم 20 شهرا. From the time he goes to visit the Romans and they receive him and host him, and Allah knows what they discuss in secret, in private, from that time all the way till the time when the Romans come to land deceptively. Remember the other word? This is it's a deception.
Right.
Deceptively, in Libya, it shall be 12 months.
12 months.
Now we've identified this ruler previously as Gaddafi, the madman. In fact, everybody, you say mad ruler anywhere in the world,
Also the mad dog.
and everybody will just will automatically know that you're talking about Muammar Gaddafi. And Allah and His Messenger know best.
What's the literal meaning of Gaddafi's name? Not to go on a tangent.
That's actually a topic in itself, but I don't want to turn off our audience. But I will say, Muammar means long-lived. Gaddafi means shooter, striker. Also means cursor. It also means backbiter. Qadf is to accuse people.
Right.
What's the word I'm looking for here?
Accuser?
Defame. Qadf is defamation. He's an accuser. He's a defamer.
Okay.
Really, when you think about the term Muammar Gaddafi, it's like another name for Satan, because that's what Shaitan does. Shaitan is long-lived, and this Gaddafi, if you look at the Bible, in fact, it calls Satan the accuser. In fact, actually, in Arabic, regime, one of the means regime is to stone.
Right.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to.
Yeah. Anyway, that's an aside. So whatever. And of course, it has been revealed recently that he's on his maternal side. The Jews have made some claims that he has on his grandmother. His grandmother was Jewish. But I believe this whole thing is a Jewish operation to try to cover up for something much worse than what's going on here. But let's get back, inshallah, to the analysis about this deception of the Romans at an attempt to land 700 or 900 of their ships in Libya, in Muslim Libya. So he says there will be 12 from the visit of this madman, this mad dog's visit to the Romans, when they receive him and host him and give him a podium to speak, which actually they did.
Right.
Till the time when they make an attempt at landing their troops in Libya, it shall be 12 months.
This white
12 months.
So, 20 months. 20 months. So you count 20 months from, let's say, a couple of months ago when all of it started. And it goes back into August
Arabs have no
2009.
hostility nor animosity towards Israel.
About around 2009. And funny enough, that's when somebody can redo the dates. I think it was August 2009. Funny enough, Gaddafi went to the UN in that exact summer, at that exact time. And he was hosted, despite being a madman, a mad dog, as the Kuffar call him, he was hosted generously, given a podium at the UN to speak to the whole world and blabber his inanities. People should be able to see on YouTube the video of his generous reception in Kafir land by the Romans. And so again, that inshallah also matches this narration right here, which people can Google for themselves to get the Senate and get which text actually preserved it for us. And so it shall be 12 months until the time when the Romans come to Alexandria in their
12
ships.
Or 20 months?
20 months, subhanAllah. It's 20 months. And till the Romans come to Alexandria in their ships. Then this narration adds something else, which we did not see so far. And they shall be met by a strong wind. And none of them shall return to the land of the Romans except an informer. And Allah knows best what this is referring to. It seems to be referring to some kind of tempest, some storm that is so extreme, so powerful, that it destroys their 700 or 900 ships that we saw earlier. And that none of them shall return except an informer, someone to inform of the fate of their attempted landing in Libya. Okay, so we have that. This is also confirmed in another narration from Ka'b al-Ahbar, Ka'b the former rabbi. And he says, عن كعب قال وددت لا أموت حتى أشهد يوم الإسكندرية قيل أليس قد فتحت قال ليس هذا يومها إنما يومها إذا جاءت 100 سفينة في إثرها 100 سفينة حتى تتم 700 وفي أثر ذلك مثل ذلك فذلك يومها والذي نفس كعب بيده لا يقتتلن حتى يبلغ الدم أرساغ الخيل. From Ka'b, he said, I longed that I die not until I witnessed the day of Alexandria. And he was told, is it not that Alexandria has already been conquered? He said, that's not its day. That's not the day of Alexandria. The day of Alexandria is when there comes 100 ships, followed by another 100 ships, and so on till they complete 700. And after that, another number like that. And after that, that many more. And that is its day, the day of Alexandria. And by him who holds the soul of Ka'b in his hand, meaning by Allah Azza wa Jal, they shall battle and fight each other until blood reaches the knees of horses. So, this again confirms that it's not the first conquest of Alexandria. In case some people say, conquest of Alexandria has already happened, it's gone. Actually, several hadiths that we've read and translated so far make it very clear that it's not the first conquest at the time of the companions. Rather, it is at the end.
I see.
It was still to come.